Hey, amazing readers! Before we dive into this heart-wrenching story, I want to take a quick moment to thank you all for your incredible support. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you'd hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Your support keeps these stories coming, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Now let's get into this emotional journey. The air felt thick with a strange, unspoken tension as my 8-year-old son, Ethan, froze mid-step on the driveway, his small hand tightening around mine like a vice. His wide, hazel eyes locked onto my wife's sleek, brand-new silver sedan, parked like a gleaming trophy in front of our modest suburban home. "Daddy," he whispered, his voice barely audible, trembling with something I couldn't quite place. Fear maybe, or confusion. "I don't like it." His words hit me like a cold splash of water, jarring against the warm September evening. I knelt beside him, my knees pressing into the gravel, and searched his face for answers. "What's wrong, buddy?" I asked, my voice soft but laced with a growing unease. He didn't answer, just stared at the car as if it held a secret he wasn't ready to share. I tried to shake it off, chalking it up to a kid's overactive imagination. Kids get weird about new things sometimes, right? But Ethan's grip didn't loosen, and his silence gnawed at me. The car was Amanda's pride and joy, a purchase she'd insisted on despite our tight budget. She'd been distant lately, late nights at the office, vague explanations, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. I'd dismissed it as stress, her new promotion demanding more than she'd expected. But as Ethan tugged me back toward the house, his sneakers scuffing the pavement, I couldn't ignore the knot forming in my chest. Something wasn't right. Inside, Amanda was in the kitchen, humming softly as she chopped vegetables for dinner. The normalcy of it felt forced, like a scene from a play we were all pretending to act in. "Hey, you two," she called, her voice bright but brittle, like glass about to crack. "How's my favorite duo?" I forced a smile, but Ethan stayed glued to my side, his usual chatter replaced by a heavy silence. "Car looks good out there," I said, testing the waters, watching her reaction. Her knife paused mid-chop, just for a second, before she resumed with a casual, "Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Worth every penny." Her eyes didn't meet mine, and that knot in my chest tightened. Over the next few days, Ethan's unease became my own. He refused to go near the car, opting to walk the long way around the driveway to the mailbox or the school bus. When I asked him why, he'd mumble things like, "It's not ours," or "It feels wrong." Kids say strange things, but his words carried a weight that made my skin prickle. I started noticing things I hadn't before. A faint scent of unfamiliar cologne on Amanda's scarf, a receipt for a hotel bar tucked into her purse, her phone screen lighting up with texts she'd quickly swipe away. Each clue was a pinprick, sharp and cumulative, but I told myself I was being paranoid. Marriage is trust, I reminded myself. Doubt is poison. But doubt is also stubborn. One evening, while Amanda was working late again, I sat at the kitchen table with her laptop open. She'd left it unlocked, a rare slip for someone who'd become so guarded. My fingers hesitated over the keys, guilt warring with suspicion. Ethan was upstairs, his crayons scratching out drawings of cars with angry red scribbles over them. I opened her email, my heart pounding like a drum. There it was, buried in a folder labeled work. An email from someone named Ryan. "Can't wait to see you again. The car's perfect, isn't it? Our little secret." My breath caught, the words blurring as my vision swam. There were more, dozens of emails, each one a dagger, detailing late-night meetups, shared laughs, a life I wasn't part of. I confronted her that night, after Ethan was asleep. The living room felt too small, the air too thick, as I held up a printed email, my hand shaking. "Who's Ryan?" I asked, my voice low but sharp enough to cut. Amanda's face drained of color, her lips parting in a silent gasp. "It's not what you think," she stammered, but her eyes betrayed her, darting to the side like a cornered animal. "Then what is it?" I pressed, stepping closer, the paper crumpling in my fist. She sank onto the couch, her hands twisting in her lap. And the story spilled out in fragments. A coworker, a flirtation, a mistake that grew into something more. The car, she admitted, was a gift from him, a symbol of their affair, parked brazenly in our driveway. The betrayal hit like a physical blow, stealing my breath. I thought of Ethan, his small hand in mine, his whispered words. Had he seen something? Heard something? Kids pick up on things we think we've hidden. Did you ever think about us? I asked, my voice breaking. About Ethan? Her tears came then, hot and fast, but they felt hollow, like a performance. I love you both, she said. But the words sounded like a lie, even to her. I wanted to scream, to shatter something, but all I could do was stand there, the ground crumbling beneath me. The days that followed were a blur of cold silences and forced normalcy for Ethan's sake. I moved into the guest room, my nights spent staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd missed. The late nights, the excuses, the car that didn't belong. Ethan started drawing again, his pictures now showing a house with only 2 stick figures, him and me. One afternoon he climbed into my lap, his small arms wrapping around my neck. Are you leaving too? He whispered, his voice so fragile it broke me. Never, I promised, holding him tight, my own tears falling into his hair. I filed for divorce a month later. Amanda didn't fight it, her guilt outweighing any defense. The car was gone, sold to cover legal fees, but its shadow lingered. Ethan and I moved to a smaller house, a fresh start with just the 2 of us. On moving day, as we unpacked boxes in the new living room, he tugged my sleeve and pointed to a drawing he'd taped to the wall. A house, a sun, 2 stick figures holding hands. This is us, he said, his smile tentative but real. I knelt beside him, my heart aching but full, and nodded. Yeah, buddy. This is us. The betrayal had shattered something in me, but it hadn't broken us. Ethan's hand in mine was a lifeline, a reminder that love, real unshakable love, could still anchor us. As we sat there, surrounded by half-unpacked boxes, I felt the first stirrings of hope. The road ahead would be hard, but we'd walk it together, step by step, rebuilding a life from the ruins of what was lost.